This is Robert from Twin Peaks, and you're listening to Inspirado, Projecto. Got a light?
It's 10:18 a.m. Today is Friday the 22nd. I'm taking a little jaunt up to Target. Jenny's let me borrow her car for a sec. So I'm going to ride on up to Target. I need to get a clothing, what do you call it? Clothing rod for the closet. My clothing rod couldn't handle all the clothes. Couldn't handle the truth, couldn't handle the pressure. So one side of it just gave out. So it's a lesson to me that maybe it's time for me to get rid of some clothes. Does that ever happen to you? You maybe hold on to clothes for sentimental value. I know I do. I have some dead people's clothes. I'm sure some of us, those of us who go to thrift stores, Goodwill, we've gotten lots of clothes from dead people, don't even realize it. We're wearing the clothes of dead people. We have their memories stamped into that clothing. All those times that they shared, all those epiphanies they had, all the stories that they were involved with. Just imagine all that. All the dreams, the aspirations, the desires, the excitements, the sadness, all that stuff stamped into the clothing. My buddy Todd Zielinski, his grandpa, gave me his grandpa's old pea coat, Navy pea coat. Now, whether he was in the Navy or not, I do not know. But it's very warm. It's very official. Very official looking. So I have his dead grandpa's coat. I don't know anything about his grandpa. It makes me wonder if maybe the ideas that I'm having while I'm wearing the coat, the ideas, the epiphanies, the stroke of luck, and insight that beams my antenna while wearing the coat, is that maybe from his grandpa? Is his grandpa communicating to me through the grave, from the great beyond, through the coat? It'd be interesting. There are those psychics that the cops will work with. It's so funny. On the one hand, so many people can just, discount the psychics and make fun of them. On the other hand, there are cops who are actually hiring the psychics to help them find stuff. Find the murderers, find the bad guys. So there's validity to this stuff. But those people who can touch an object and get blasted with insight as to what is connected with that object, all the various things they have to do with it. You think if that's the case, so then why wouldn't they simply have that psychic, like if they find a murder weapon on the scene, why don't they call in the psychic, have the psychic touch that murder weapon to some degree? Maybe they could just stand in close proximity of it. But, to be able to tell them, oh, yep, this is what the person looks like, this is what happened. My buddy Eric Kleinberg, my fellow brother in USU, in ubiquitous serendipitous ubiquity, he's my friend one of my oldest friends. He and I are the ones who concocted the philosophy of USU, or I guess you could call it Yusu, or you could pronounce it Yusui, or Yusui, Usu. He gave me his dead father's shirts. I've got 2 of his shirts. And now thinking back on it, I wonder if his dad is communicating to me through the shirts, and had been without me even realizing it. Reminds me of, but in a good way, not in an evil way. The example I'm about to give reminds me of like Amityville Horror, where the guy kills his family in the house, but then his ghost, in a sense, inspires the new family, inspires the new guy who lives in that house to then kill his family, because all of it's like stamped into the walls. The walls are whispering. It's really quite intriguing. So do you have clothes like that? Clothes that have been given to you? Heck, maybe it's some gals are given their grandma's wedding rings, their old grandma's wedding rings, for when they get married. Or guys are given their grandmas or their mothers or what have you wedding rings to then pass on to their bride. Is it possible that ring could be infused with those vibes? Be interesting. I'm curious. If you have any clothes, items like that were handed down to you, and you just have such a, let's say, sentimentality, I'll use that word. You have such a sentimentality that it's hard for you to get rid of it. Like, I'm wondering to myself, am I I wonder sometimes if I am holding on to this stuff because I want to have the memory of those people close to me. Am I afraid of forgetting them? Am I afraid of those memories slipping away? That's the other interesting thing. It's interesting how there are stories, various memories that pop up when you do have those particular photos or clothing or particular people. Sometimes you don't remember particular memories until specific people are nearby and they start talking, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, you're talking and you're remembering those times that you would not have remembered otherwise had that person not been there. Hi, excuse me, do you know where I could find I'm looking for like the rods that go inside the closets and you hang the clothes on them. Do you know where I would find that? What department?
Do you know where they're going to be in the middle of the store, right here with the curtains if you make a left. So just past all the clothes and make a left.
Oh, cool. Thank you. So crazy. There are all these employees around here, but I tried to call up Target earlier today. I called on 3 separate occasions. People were just not picking up the phone. I'm glad that here we are. So she pointed in this way, but... Home furnishings. Maybe that's where it's at. Is this what we're looking for? Oh no, this is shower. Shower. Okay, I feel like we're nearby where we need to be. I doubt that you can use a shower rod for your closet. Some of those clothes are heavy, huh? So that's the dilemma, you know? It's like, what clothes do you get rid of? Some were given to you as gifts with good intention. Am I disrespecting that person if I get rid of those clothes, you know? It's not that they remember that they gave me those particular clothes, you know? Hold on, let's ask this guy. Hi, do you know where I would find, like, the, for closets where you hang the clothes, like the rods?
Yeah.
Do you know what department that would be, or where I might be able to find?
On, either it's gonna be aisle D or C.
D or C.
D or
cool.
C is gonna be like right here in the middle of the store.
Okay.
A little bit towards the front.
Okay. Do you know what other items might be around in that area that I could just have as like an idea in my brain what to look for?
Yeah, like laundry bins, mirrors, and stuff like that.
Cool. Oh, cool. Thanks a lot. So, I mean, think about this. When you give a gift to someone, are you going to hold them accountable for one day? Like, are you going to be angry with them for one day getting rid of those clothes if they need to? You going to hold them hostage and mental hostage? So, just as you wouldn't hold them hostage, maybe that's the answer. They wouldn't feel bad if I got rid of them. All right, here we are. Hangers. It's got to be around here. Okay. All right. Okay.
I saw your red.
Wow. Okay, we're seeing some things here. Okay, wow. Closet parts. I think we're getting closer here, folks. I think we're getting closer. Oh, here it is. Is this what I think it is? Adjustable. Telescoping closet bar. There it is, man. Telescoping. Just what I was hoping for. Something that is telescoping. Telescopic. Telescopic viscosity. You know? Ain't nothing better than a telescopic viscosity. Man. All right, folks. Well, we'll be back with more of this later. Thank you so much for going with me on this journey and for helping me find this stuff. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Tanika Drake from God's Gift Through His Word. You are tuned in to Inspirado Projecto for the podcaster's holiday party that will be held at the Grafton Hotel at the Bar 20 restaurant. Please make plans to attend. It's going to be great, and we are striving for 25 people to come on out to bring out Pastor Jay from Walk in Truth Radio. So help me, help you, help us have an amazing time. I'm looking forward to meeting some great people again, and I can't wait. So plan on the Podcasters Holiday Party, December 14th, which is a Saturday, from 5 to 8 p.m. Come out and tell all your Southern California podcasters and podcasters that want to come out and enjoy the show.
right. We found ourselves what we were looking for. And, which is great. I'm so happy. And then on top of that, I got like a little, cubby, as they call it. A cubby situation for some things in my room to put in there. So that's cool. The sweet lady at the register talked me into signing up for a Target credit card. I suppose it's good. You know, I guess how many people do it. I just get a little nervous when I gotta give my social security number. Which is silly, coming from someone who claims to be so very dialed in and excited about the manifestations of reality. One would think that I would just go, yep, here we go. No issues, no problemo. And I guess every single time you pay with the Target credit card, you get some kind of discount. It's just paying off the credit card. That's just like... I mean, I suppose I could pay on the credit card and then immediately pay off the credit card as soon as I get home. As soon as I get out of the store. So who knows? Who knows, man? There's so many people out there with our information, aren't there? So many people out there. Do we just say okay because they've conditioned us to just be okay with it? Like when we accept apps and they wanna borrow all of our contacts. The apps want to listen to us, utilize our microphones. I mean, that's a very interesting thing. I could totally imagine a movie about a company that wants to do mass surveillance on America. Go the route of like the NSA kind of stuff. And do mass surveillance on America. And so what they do is they make apps that enable them to utilize your microphone. Which means that they can listen in. So they got all these people downloading these apps. And they can record the conversations whenever they want. It'd be interesting. It'd be quite interesting. So it's funny. I mean, equal parts... Well, I don't even want to declare this. I've been known to have, sort of a detective kind of mind, a conspiracy theory type of mind. For anyone who listens to the podcast, you've heard some of this stuff that I've said. And yet, in addition to that, I'm sure some of you are wondering, well, Curt, why are you so worried and paranoid about that stuff if you are as tuned in to the law of attraction as you aspire to be? Maybe that's the key, is that I aspire to be even more tuned in. After all, how can we improve if we're not attempting to learn more, get more knowledge? Gosh. just so intriguing that we've allowed it to get to this point, isn't it? When you think about that, we've allowed it to get to this point. Well, everybody else has all my information, so what the heck? I might as well sign up for this thing or that thing that also wants to access all my information. Everyone else is doing it, so what the hell? Why not? If we are to tune into this idea of being in charge of manifesting our own realities, and that our particular reality experience is specific and special unto us, then what that means is, despite whatever is going on out there, whatever news, whatever stuff we're hearing about, things that may be threatening, I put that in quotes, or fearful, put that in quotes, if we are tuned into just creating our own realities, then all that stuff really would, in a sense, not apply to us. Only what is closely reflecting our highest joys and passions, and what we're really, as they say, what you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you bring about. Maybe that's a key that we gotta really think about.
Here's your fun fact. The nose prints of both dogs and cats are unique, ridged in a pattern just like fingerprints of humans. Stay tuned to Inspirado Projecto for more fun facts.
How you doing there? I've been in deep cleaning mode of my room. Well, more like find out how much can I cram into the closet kind of mode. For now. Just for now. My room, did I say this? My room was in shambles, basically. Everything was all over the place. So it feels good. It feels good to clear your mind. It feels good to clear your mind. Get stuff out of the way. Put it away. Because our environment is a symbolic representation of our brain. And I feel that if we go through that stuff, we're going through our own brain. Because each of those things that we have, we've accepted into our life. Either we decided to purchase it, or someone gave it to us and we decided to hold on to it for whatever reason, sentimental reasons. I think I was telling you about this, right? The idea of the shirt. So this is the update, and I feel good. I feel really good. I'm heading up to the store to get some more cat litter. And it's a crisp day. November 23rd, which is so crazy. It's 1123. I'm carrying my synchronicity stone in my pocket, aka the rainbow moonstone. Today's 1123, the beginning of the Fibonacci sequence. If you don't know what the Fibonacci sequence is, I suggest you Google it. Fibonacci sequence. 1123. It's a pattern that shows up in nature. These guys, it says they got to pay their rent. Oh boy. There's a big sign on the front of this building here. It says pay rent or move out. Well, I didn't know that anybody was even in this place. 11/5/19. Interesting. Oh my God. Keystone Management. Oh my God. These guys. Okay, so each month from October 1st to October 31st, they owe $13,780. From November 1st to November 30th, $13,780. So they owe these guys $27,560. They owe that to this place, Keystone Management. And they got to do this when? So they put this up on the 19th. On the door of a building that I've not seen anybody go in or out of in probably a couple years. You could tell, but there's a whole bunch of graffiti on the doors and everything. So imagine this. It's at least, let's just round up to $14,000. It's at least $14,000 a month to have a building like that in this town. $14,000. I'd wondered about that frequently. How much it costs for some of these places. Here's another place that went out of business. I remember seeing the stages of them building this place. The stages that they went through in building it. And, you could tell there's excitement in the air with these guys. There's excitement in the air with what they were doing. There's just building. There's lots of building going on. Lots of movement going on. You could see people planning certain things. Good morning. And, hey. And there was just a certain excitement in the air with them, building up this particular thing. And it ended up, what do they call it? Cannabis Club. This is before, it's funny, they don't use the word marijuana anymore. They use cannabis. Trying to be very scientific. It's the same thing. So they called it the Cannabis Club. And the whole idea was that you have this membership there. And I think it was supposed to be like a dispensary of sorts. Or they'd sell it in the back there. But it was a membership where you go in there and you were safe to smoke in this environment. They had music there. You always walk past. There was like a little patio out there. Cool hammock. You just see people out there enjoying their lives. Smoking the greens, having deep conversations. One might hope. This one might hope, would hope. And if they're paying almost $14,000 a month to keep it going, that's a lot of memberships. That place is a little smaller than the other place, the first place we talked about. I've been noticing more and more tents. I don't know if I brought this up to you guys or not. More and more tents out on the sidewalks. Did I say that to you yet? I might have in the last segment. Well, today I got to see just who was living in these tents. I was just walking past them. They were smoking a bowl. You might have heard me say hi to a couple guys. One of them, a blonde-haired fella, I recognized as a guy who was living in there's this house that was on the corner. They've since bulldozed it. By they, I don't know who they is, but the they that we always refer to. The infamous they. I actually made a song about the infamous they. It goes like this. The infamous they. Who are they anyway? The infamous they. The infamous they. They tell us just what's okay. The infamous they. It just keeps going. So, they bulldozed that place. Used to be an escape room. And I don't know if any of you guys saw my Instagram video, but one night I heard this commotion going on. And there was a fire over there at this place. Something, I'm just going to throw out lingo here that I don't have any jurisdiction over really knowing how to truly use it, but maybe a transformer blew. That sounds official, right? Transformer blew. Fire caught a fire in the back there. And I recorded it. I thought for sure this thing was going to go up in flames and spread to the apartment complex next to that, spread to the apartment complex next to that, so on and so forth. But it was just kind of contained in that area. And luckily, the firefighters came out there and they were able to take care of that quicker than one would expect. So that issue was averted. And there's been a lot of interesting suspicions going around in this town. Some fires that have been happening in these buildings and suspicions going on there, arson. So, like you see in the movies and the TV shows, these people start their own fires because there's some sort of insurance. They're trying to collect insurance. And I had remember talking to the owners of the place, and they were doing some overhaul of the place, and they said, "Oh yeah, we're moving down the street." So, I don't want to say that they started it, but there's an idea. I talked to the firefighters out there, and they said they suspected it was homeless person. So who knows? You never really know. But yeah, the blonde-haired guy that I said hi to earlier, that you heard me say hi to earlier, he was living in that house. It's a very strange circumstance. Very strange circumstance. Hold on, I'm going to let you hear the transaction that takes place here.
I'll do the roasting pot.
So you only have $9.99. I'm going to need you to swipe your card one more time. It's going to be $15.25.
Good day. Oh yes, I'll put that in this thing.
There we go. It's going to be $7.65.
Cool. Oh, you know what? I don't need that receipt.
You sure?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, you have a great day.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, take care. Until next time. So this blonde guy used to live in this house. Let's see. There was I'll give you a brief history of this house. Let's see. There used to be... So I saw like an estate sale happening out there. There also used to be these guys that would hang out near there and sell these unique guitars. I actually bought a tiny electric guitar out there for only $20. $20 tiny little electric guitar. It had batteries. It's got its own little speaker on the front. Now that I'm talking about it again, I ought to get that thing repaired and play around with it because it's really cool. They would sell these really unique instruments out there. Sometimes violins. I think they owned a music shop around the corner. I don't know. So every once in a while, you just see these dudes around town selling their music instruments. But they're out in front of this particular house I'm talking about. And one day there was an estate sale. And I asked these people what was going on. And they said, the people who are kind of in charge of this thing. And I said, what happened here? And they said, a woman used to live in here who there was a woman who died who used to do the embroidery for Elvis. She used to do the embroidery for all of his costumes. And I thought, holy cow, here was this historical figure living right there, and she died. And then I remember for a short time that blonde-haired guy lived in there. And I was wondering if maybe it was one of those situations you always hear about, like the idea of squatting, homeless people finding just houses and just kind of living in them. And so I thought it was one of those situations. And then at some point he was gone. And then at some point there's another family. And then there was a woman. I think it was a mom. There was a daughter. They had a dog. There's a yard. There was, I think, there was an older guy. And he was someone I had seen around the neighborhood. But it had like this weird vibe about it. It had this weird toxic kind of vibe about it. And okay, we got a guy out here who might very well be another homeless guy just kind of meandering across the streets. So it had this weird toxic kind of vibe about it. And it was shortly after that, those folks disappeared, and then there was the escape room. And now here we are, not too much longer later, walking across the street, and there's that same blonde-haired dude out near this tent. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting how stuff loops back around, and you just never know what's going to show back up in your life. And as they say, every person, every thing out there is a reflection of us, each and every one of us, and the experience that we're having out there in the world is like tailor fit onto us ourselves. So it's really quite intriguing. It's very intriguing. So you just never know. If I wasn't carrying this heavy litter, I'd probably interview these guys, but I'm anxious to get home. And I've got a mission here. There's an awesome app called Turo, Turo. And you can rent, for decent prices, you could get cars through this thing. And, I don't own a car. I rent cars from time to time. And today's one of those times. Switching arms here, Here we go. Carrying 20 pounds, you think, oh God, it's only 20 pounds, it's only 20 pounds. But when you're carrying it, you start to feel the weight of it. I wonder if bodybuilders who are used to, like a bodybuilder, one would think, like a Lou Ferrigno type of dude, could pick up this thing and just chuck it. He could just pick it up and go, phew, just throw it like it's like a beach ball. You just throw it like it's a balloon. No worries. No issues. Just picking it up, chucking it. Whereas a fellow like me, what is it? I weigh 142. I'm 2 pounds more than I was probably a month or two ago. So it seems to be working. Me putting on weight. So for someone like me who's 142 pounds, this is, I don't know what the math is of that. But this is, a portion of that weight. And are there heavy things that you carry in your life? Do you have children that you're carrying around? I can imagine a baby could start to get very heavy after a while. No wonder they make those interesting strappy things for, it seems like mostly fathers. No, I've seen mothers. But you think the breasts might be, squashed. But those things that go right there in the front there on the chest, carrying the baby like it's like a parasitic twin. It's funny, I'd frequently joked about the idea of, I think I've even made the comment to mothers in the past, like, oh, what a cute little parasitic twin you've got there. Obviously we both know it's a baby. But I just love my circus humor. And I've got a fascination with parasitic twins. So I made a joke about it. And it's funny because in the recent issue of Mad Magazine, and by recent I mean over the past couple of months, there's an issue in there where a guy is walking around with this looks like a little carrier around his chest. And people are like, oh, what a cute little baby. All these pretty gals are coming up to him. Oh, what a cute little son. What a cute little baby. What a cute little son. And he's like, oh, thank you. And then it cuts to a panel with him in his room, shirtless, and it's actually a parasitic twin. And the little guy's like, he says something like, so when are you gonna take one of them home? It's like you got this like perverted little parasitic twin who wants to see some nakedness, yet he doesn't realize the pure strangeness of the situation. So, folks, we have returned, and something tells me I'll be filling up a cat litter box with some of this litter. We'll talk more later. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I enjoyed myself. It's now 12:09. It's November 24th. Today is my birthday. Yesterday was 11/23, which is the start of the Fibonacci sequence. If you don't know what that is, check it out. Look up the Fibonacci sequence online and see what that's all about. It's basically the language of the universe. Language of the universe as we know it. It is an astounding equation. It's an astounding mathematical concoction that just runs through everything. Pine cones, seashells, the human embryo. You'll see it. Da Vinci's, what is that? That photo with the guy with all his arms out and he's got his legs out? Da Vinci used that to check out the proportions of humans. He used that, and he showed that there were equal parts of certain things that you could do to draw and to measure things. And it's funny how his discoveries matched up with what science came across, the Fibonacci sequence. So that was yesterday. Today is my birthday, November 24th. I am 1,500 years young, very young in vampire years, very young. I wonder when the first vampire was recorded. I mean, who is the oldest vampire? That would be an interesting thing, finding out who is the oldest vampire. For instance, were there vampires way back? Because it's got to start somewhere. Does it go all the way back to Jesus? Did Jesus have vampire friends and he just didn't know it? Some call Jesus the original zombie, after all, because zombies are known to raise from the dead. And it makes sense that a zombie would be friends with the vampire. Because a vampire is, in a sense, undead, isn't he? Vampires are kind of undead. I mean, you die from the human life, and then you go, you transform over into the supernatural life. It seems like all those supernatural creatures hang out together. They all know each other. They're all buddies. So while I was on the bus, I came up with this idea. And if you're a business person, if you got money, if you're, looking to collaborate with someone on an idea, this is my idea. I think this would work well with buses. So I'll be on the bus sometimes, and sometimes they tell you what your next stop is, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they tell you over the speaker, sometimes they don't. So I thought what would be cool is if there was a little screen, a little touch screen, especially in this day and age, the way that we're seeing technology evolving. If there was maybe like a touch screen, thanks. Maybe there's like a touch screen when you get on the bus, and it's, in a sense, kind of like you'll see now these days with a lot of fast food restaurants. They'll have a sort of a menu thing up there where you can where you can type in your order. When we're on the road for Yachtly Crew, we'll stop in McDonald's, I'll get a coffee, and they'll have a menu there, and you can actually, so you don't have to stand and wait at the front counter. You can actually type in on the screen what you want. You can type in your order, and then it pops up with a receipt, and then that's you, and then they call you when your thing is ready. So just like with that, imagine on the bus, or heck, even on the subway. The subways are pretty good about telling you where, at least out here in California, subways are pretty good about telling you where you're stopping, what your stop is. Buses, on the other hand, sometimes the speaker is working, sometimes it's not, who knows, it's all up in the air. So for those people, like for instance, I'm taking a different route today than I'm used to taking, and anytime that happens, I lose my bearings. I'm uncertain as to what side of the street I gotta go on, where to pick up the bus. It's quite interesting. So I thought, how cool would that be? You get on the bus, here's a little display screen, and you push the button. It shows you all the stops, where it's stopping at. And you press the button, and then that way it ensures that it will tell you, it'll let you know over the loudspeaker when your street is arriving. So I think that could help people out a lot. It pops up, it says, hey, here is Wilson Street, or whatever it is. So, for any of you wealthy philanthropists out there, business entrepreneurs, please get a hold of me and we can work together on this miraculous invention. Miraculous invention.
Okay, I have to tell you, life should not be this difficult. Do you know that the list of podcast shows that we favorite isn't working anymore? Your show is on my list of favorites. I have a huge list of favorites. I've been meaning to clean shop and get rid of some of them, keeping yours, of course. But I just checked, and yours isn't even marked as a favorite anymore. And I just figured out with some other podcasters out here that when we favorite each other, it erases it anyway. Seriously, within minutes. Something's wrong with the app right now. I'm sure it'll fix itself. But now it won't even let me remove people that I don't want on my favorite list. How am I going to listen to you if it doesn't tell me that you have new episodes?
It's so crazy, Maria, about the fact that the favoriting thing doesn't work. They seem to be pretty decently responsive on, I think it's help at anchor.com, or I think that's what it was. They seem to get back to you on there. I'm curious what they tell you when you ask them about the favorite thing. It's quite strange. You wonder what is the good reason for taking away that function. I'd love to know. Thank you for letting me know. So what good things do you see so far, Jenny, that you think you're going to order?
I see their mac and cheese is really good, and it's vegan.
What page is that on?
There are no page numbers, so...
If you were to, yeah.
3, 4, 5, I believe.
Are you counting the very first page as number one?
Do I have to count the front of it?
Or are you saying like
from the first
you
page
open it?
open.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna test it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know something that's been kind of funny to me is the way of naming a page. One would think that a page was the entire thing.
Yeah.
Now, and for some things, one page is only one side of it, which is quite interesting. What are your thoughts about it?
I guess it makes sense, because especially if you're looking at something two-sided, like I had to scan stuff the other day, and then when I was saving it, I put, page 1, page 2.
Oh, I see what you
shows
mean.
you, like,
That
front
makes
and back.
sense. Right, like these belong together,
otherwise
basically.
it's
Oh,
just-
thank you.
Otherwise it's confusing, because you're like, okay, like if you look on page 2, it's kind of like which side of this page, like which side,
Right. Which side is page 2?
Just
What
leave
happened?
that down there for now. Do that later.
Just hide that under the cushion. hey, I'm gonna put it upside down. And I'm thinking no one will notice.
Upside down.
Yeah, ain't no one gonna notice, okay?
It's totally
They're
sticking
totally
out.
not gonna blame Jenny.
To me, thank goodness I don't drink red wine, huh?
Yeah. Thank goodness. You know what I can do? Yeah. Good thing you saved your ass on that one.
Yachtly crew
You
card.
fucking saved your ass on that one. Oh, you know what?
You can use some cream if you want.
You know what? I might as well. Hey, it's my birthday.
It's your
Come on.
birthday. Put some cream in there. We'll allow it today.
I'll throw some creme de la creme.
Don't think you're special or anything, though.
So organic. I love me my organic sugars. I'm gonna have this like I used to at Columbia College. We used to call it candy coffee. Because I would put usually 2 creams and 3 sugars. And Katie Cassis used to always make fun of me about that. She's like, you have candy coffee. I'm like, what do you mean, Katie? You have candy coffee.
Candy.
I'm like, come on, what's a guy got to do? I mean, It's good.
That's the good stuff.
It's real deal. Good news. Good news.
What? Cinnamon? The flavor. Pumpkin?
I don't know.
Make a little sign.
I feel like I should try something different every time I come here.
It'll be fine. You're like 20 minutes from me. I was coming from Torrance because my family, my friends live in Torrance, and they have a 2-year-old, and I'm like an uncle to her, and her Uncle John, and Frozen 2 came out Friday, so Frozen 1, so I went to see Frozen 2 with her parents at 9 a.m. And because it's so far, I slept at their house, not because it's like so far, but it's like still like 45 minutes. Actually, I probably would have gone to sleep at the same time at home, but I also think you're there.
Yeah.
So we saw Frozen 2, which is entertaining, but I'm not the chief demo. It's more about going with her. She's 2, and because she's never been to a full-length movie in the theater before.
Yeah, where's my protein?
Tried to get the light.
I need my protein
Who's the
joke.
best protein entree? Which entree is the best, man?
So,
Yeah.
she's a huge Frozen fan.
Yeah.
Ew.
No, yours is real serious,
I
man.
left stupid West Hollywood.
It's a tricky.
Wait, it's after 4, isn't it?
It's after, what did you say?
What?
It's gonna
Not
say.
your fault.
Is it giving you a...
So that was all a lot. So it was a long day. Yeah, let's get like a laid back party, not like.
I'm so glad Brittany didn't do it. I just got
It's
excited.
not like
I know. Because I'm like, it's Brittany's friend. She would have said something to her.
Yeah.
And like, I can't see her just flipping it over like that. I was looking at the time. It's like I know the stuff that I like, but then I'm always like, oh, maybe I should try something different, you know?
And we just recently changed it too, so.
Did you?
Added stuff, took stuff away, specials are on the back.
Oh.
Yeah.
They tailor fitted for your
Oh.
needs. They knew you were showing up today, based
One
on
more
marketing
time to look
research.
at
Oh,
Yeah, I think a few
Yeah.
more minutes, please. Thank you.
It's like ginger.
So there's something here that I noticed. It's called the Trace Tacos. Hey, thank you. And that looks delicious. Choice of grilled chicken breast, steak, organic tofu, or mixed vegetables. Now, what if I say I don't want black beans, but you give me tofu and vegetables mixed up? Bamzo. I think that would be great. Great. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to use my birthday card today.
Okay.
I'm leaving a note, Jenny. I've decided. That's why I've been quiet. I'm leaving a note. Maybe you can help me craft this note. I'm leaving a note for these people at the table. What I'm going to do is declare this table the Curt Clendenin Table. Just all for the day of November 24th. I'm going to request it. And I'm going to put it in a little thing right here. And people are going to read it. So right now I have, hello, today's my birthday. Oh, I put the date. 11/24/2019. Hello, today's my birthday. The cosmic occurrence of my human experience.
To what store?
It's like consignment, but it's all through the stages. They're clothing, they
Heard those.
been one of the major players behind
It's been my human experience. Imagine how many possibilities had to open in order for this specific moment in time.
What are you reading?
Imagine how many possibilities had to open in order for this specific moment in time to be co-created by us.
How do you know her?
I met her, you know her on Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon's right.
So, they're friends for a long together. And then Sheena is that she's on, have you seen the stuff from like these random shows? So she does stuff with it and makeup. And she still works that occasionally. She does the Indian Awards every year. She's worked with everyone.
Can we make decisions?
Yes.
You want to go? Or you remember?
So I saw the
That's interesting.
Trace Tacos.
Yep.
Now, for this it says tofu or mixed vegetables?
You choose chicken, steak, tofu, or veggie.
Okay. So what is there any way to like switch out black beans and put like tofu and vegetables in there, or is that not an option?
No, yeah, we can take out
Okay.
the black beans, but you still get just the chicken.
All right. So can I just have vegetables then?
Vegetable tacos?
Yeah.
No black beans, or do you want the black beans?
No black beans, please.
And your side choice.
Wow. Let's try. Man, this looks so good. Let's just say I'll have French fries, please.
And for you.
I'm gonna do the create your own pasta.
Okay.
With the spaghetti, and then the vegan cashew cream sauce, and then asparagus. What else? Mushrooms, and then smokies.
Okay.
And then could I add the veggie balls?
Sure, 2 or 4.
Oh.
That's real good.
Is it cheaper for? Wait, it says additional charge apply. So is it $4 for? Oh, just for 2. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, just 2. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. your favorite song is in.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm going to leave this note here for these people, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Do you think these people will leave this here, or do you think they'll throw it away?
I'm sure they'll read it.
I'm going to encourage them to hashtag Inspirado Projecto if they put it up on
Yeah.
Instagram. That would be fun.
Put something about Yacht Crew on there, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Anything else I can get for you folks? For the check. When is that? Tomorrow?
Let this be a reminder.
Yes.
These simple unexpected
The song is...
Let this be a reminder that these simple, unexpected circumstances hold timeless value.
Kate Spade was his sister-in-law. Yeah. She was.
And infinite timeless value. Before you start coloring that, could you please once again just read the entire thing? Front to back, front to back.
Okay. 11/24/2019. Hello, today is my birthday, the cosmic occurrence of my human experience. Imagine how many possibilities had to open in order for this specific moment in time to be co-created. Sameness is happening within this mirror betwixt us. Let this be a reminder that these simple, unexpected circumstances hold timeless true, an infinite, timeless value of imagination and thrill, satisfaction, and following the calling. Today I declare this table the Curt Clendenin Table, in honor of creativity, synchronicities, epiphanies, dreams, etc. May this be a safe zone for surreality and open mind brainstorm sessions. Please hashtag Inspirado Projecto on Instagram if you want to collaborate. Voicemail 561-203-9179 to leave riffs, ideas, dreams, etc. Instagram Inspirado Projecto. Also, if you love songs and yacht rock classics, then check out Instagram Yachtly Crew, hashtag Yachtly Crew. Want to submit a motion picture cinema to screen? KapowIFF.com. Kapow Intergalactic Film Festival. This is like that moment in The Matrix when Morpheus meets Keanu Reeves and takes him down the rabbit hole.
I love it.